Welcome to MMA Daily, your go-to source for daily updates, breaking news, and in-depth analysis from the world of MMA. Stay tuned for the latest on fights, fighters, events, and everything you need to know about the sport that never stops. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with all the action. Starting off, Sean Strickland wants Khamzat Chimaev after UFC 312. Lastly, Alex Pereira set to corner Sean Strickland in UFC 312 main event. Sean Strickland will have multiple big fight options on the table if he regains the middleweight title from Dricus du Plessis at UFC 312, but there's one he wants above all. Strickland, 29-6 MMA, 16-6 UFC, will rematch du Plessis, 22-2 MMA, 8-0 UFC, in the main event of the February 8 card at Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney, and has the complete expectation he will take back the strap he lost by split decision just over 1 year ago at UFC 297. If that's the case, Strickland could be looking at multiple potential matchups for the first title defense of his second reign. A trilogy with du Plessis could come into play, a matchup with undefeated contender Khamzat Chimaev, 14-0 MMA, 8-0 UFC, or perhaps a rematch with Israel Adesanya if he beats Nassourdine Imavov in Saturday's UFC Fight Night 250 headliner. Strickland minced no words about which one of those possibilities is most compelling for both personal and financial reasons. Big Chimaev. He's a Chechnyan whore. Anybody who fights that guy is going to get a paycheck, dude. The Chechnyan whore. UFC CEO Dana White told MMA Junkie following UFC 311 that he expects Chimaev to challenge the du Plessis versus Strickland winner after UFC 312. The hype around the Wolf is at a high after he dominated Robert Whittaker for the 2024 Submission of the Year at UFC 308 in October. Strickland doesn't think Chimaev is all that though, and would relish the chance to show that to the world inside the octagon. He went hard, and he fought a guy who came out really fat and doesn't give a Rob is known to either be a superstar or a can, and he was a can. He was just met with too much pressure. After I'm done with Chimaev, to go back to peddling crypto scams. Can Chimaev fight? Yeah, he can fight. But you're not a man. I know you're not a man. You know you're not a man. The whole world knows you're not a man. In an interesting move, Alex Pereira looks set to corner Sean Strickland in his upcoming UFC 312 main event. At UFC 312, Sean Strickland will attempt to reclaim the UFC middleweight championship. He lost the belt to Dricus du Plessis, and his big hope is that he'll be able to earn it back in what is set to be a blockbuster rematch. In order to get the job done, however, he'll likely have to put in the best performance of his career, or at least come close to his win over Israel Adesanya. Apparently, according to a report from MMA Fighting who have spoken to Eric Nixick, Strickland is enlisting the help of Alex Pereira to be in his corner for this fight. It's certainly an unconventional method to have a former opponent help you in a bout, but as we know, Sean rarely does things by the book. It's also made people wonder about the possibility of Pereira competing against Dricus du Plessis at some point in the future. After all, Pereira is a man who always wants a challenge, regardless of which weight class that comes in. This is the definition of an interesting pairing. Despite Pereira's knockout win over Strickland back in the day, these two men seem to have an incredible amount of respect for one another. They've already been to war, and now they want to help one another succeed. This news comes a few months after it was confirmed that Sean had joined Pereira's training camp ahead of his fight at UFC 307. Thanks for watching another video on MMA Daily. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more of the latest MMA news. Stay tuned for the next one. See you soon. Take care.